Okay, you just hit the mic button. The on-air light's on, and nothing. Before you pop that mic up, you always have to have a plan. What are you gonna say? I mean, we've all been there. That terrifying moment when you're live on the radio and the only sound that comes out is, yeah. No worries, I'm Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and I've got your back, well, and your mouth. Today, I am serving up 11 airworthy ideas that guarantee that you always have something awesome to talk about when your mic is hot.
We are on the air.
First up, local events and news. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Local news? Really? But hear me out. If you're running a station that serves a specific area or town, people actually care about what's happening in their own backyard. And the reality is, most of the big FMs could give two sheets about small town news. You have a farmer's market that's popping up this weekend, or a local band playing at that one bar with the sticky floors. Yeah, you know the joint. Well, your listeners want to know about this. Plus, it's always a win to hype up community stuff. People feel that you're their local voice, and local businesses, yes, they're more willing to consider buying commercials if you actually take a hyper-local approach. So it definitely pays to be a hometown hero. And pro tip, just because it's local and newsy doesn't mean it can't be fun. Find a way to actually tie some of these announcements into your music. And something else that helps sell community happenings is a music bed stager element like this.
Here's what's happening.
Dust off those bell bottoms and shake your groove thing this Saturday night at Neon Lights Bar. The KC and the Sunshine Tribute Band, Always Sunny, takes the stage at 9. Already on.
I'm 54.
Moving on to something with a little more dysfunctional pop. Entertainment news. Come on, this one's a classic for a reason. Celebrities just can't stop doing weird stuff, and thank God for that, right? Whether it's an actor going on a bizarre rant or a pop star's questionable new face tattoo, it's all on-air gold. Just make sure to be a little sarcastic about it. I mean, your listeners, they need someone to actually say what they're thinking. How does that dude go from winning an Oscar to singing about cat food? But as with all of these tips, make sure to keep it tight and bright, meaning short and fun. Don't read these stories verbatim. Condense and amplify the funny, the sarcastic, or relatable. And if rewriting isn't your thing, well, hit up an AI chatbot. I've actually had a lot of success with this prompt right here. And you can see how specific I get in prompting ChatGPT to produce something that's actually usable for us radio folk. Now here's a listener favorite, music trivia, but not rando facts about songs you don't play. If you're already playing the tunes, why not throw in some spicy facts? Now, to sidestep copyright claims, I just want you to cue up Michael Jackson's Billie Jean in your mental iPod. Did you know that Billie Jean was rejected by multiple producers before it became one of the biggest hits of the 80s? Rejected? Come on, nobody rejects the king of pop right here at Triple X 80s. Well, it's little gems like that that make listeners perk up and think, wow, I just learned something cool. This DJ dude is kind of smart. Well, kind of being the key word. Or if you're talking into a commercial break, well, you could tease the next song with the head scratcher, like this. Keeping your mullet rockin' with extreme 80s fun right here on Triple X 80s. Hey there, I am Jammin' Jeff Scott, and coming up, it's one of the biggest songs of the 80s that you almost never heard. That's right, it was passed up by so many record producers that the song almost never was released. It kicks off another totally awesome block of your favorite 80s music coming up next. Next, let's give it up for listener shout-outs. Now, if you've hung out with me before, you know listener interaction, that's totally my jam. Triple X 80s.
I listen to you guys around the clock. I never turn my radio off. I keep it on day and night.
Uh-oh, I see where this is going. Next, you're going to hit us up for money for the electric bill. Hey, I'm not complaining. I'll send you $5 tomorrow if it helps. It's Triple X 80s. Make sure to check out this video for more ideas to get your listeners on your radio station. But bottom line, people love hearing their names and their voices on the radio. And it's the easiest way to actually make them feel famous for 5 seconds. You could shout out a birthday, congratulate someone on their new job or baby, or just read someone's ridiculous text about why pineapple totally belongs on pizza. Boom! You've created an instant connection. Triple X 80s. Hey, I'm Jammin' Jeff Scott sending massive 80s love out to those night shift commandos rocking the Safeway in Vancouver, BC. Just listen to them grooving to the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's another opportunity to promote your website or socials because they need to find a way to connect with you. And speaking of ridiculous, like pineapple on pizza, well, nothing beats an oddball news story. Florida man, ... I mean, that's just a gift that keeps on giving. There's always a bizarre story to make your audience laugh, like that Florida guy who tried to rob a bank with an avocado because he said it looked like a grenade. I mean, come on. That's the kind of quality content that'll make your show stand out. Moving on. Top 5 lists. You can literally make a top 5 list out of anything. And you know, it doesn't even need to be true. Top 5 worst 80s fashion trends. Hey, leg warmers, I'm looking at you. Top 5 songs to listen to when it's raining. I mean, it's simple, it's fast, and it gets listeners thinking and maybe even arguing, which is kind of the goal, right? When listeners can play along, even in their own heads, that is a win. Here's a pro tip. Promote this segment about 8 to 10 minutes before you do it. It's a great way to keep your peeps listening longer. Well, in theory at least, but you gotta pay off with something good. And don't forget about daily polls. People love sharing their opinions, especially when it's meaningless but somehow feels important. Like, which song is the ultimate breakup anthem? Is it Total Eclipse of the Heart or Don't Speak? Well, you need to encourage your listeners to vote, to share, to debate, and this makes your life easier because they end up doing half of the talking. And you may want to consider using a service like SpeakPipe to let listeners record their answers right on your website. I use this at my station, xx80s.com, and this is an example of how this integrates to the website. Next on our DJ Talking Point playlist, Today in Pop Culture. This is another gem. People love a good throwback. And let them know that on this very day, back in 1983, Cyndi Lauper released Girls Just Want to Have Fun. This guarantees to make everyone feel just a little bit more nostalgic and geriatric. And if you're recording tracks, voice tracks for your show, you can make this bit a little more generic and do this month in pop culture. Triple X 80s in the year
1985.
Anyone who is someone lent their voice to We Are the World. Michael Jackson drops $47 million to buy every Beatles song. And you could hear every Michael Jackson song for free right here on Triple X 80s. Because I'm the radio DJ dude who cares, I don't want you to get carpal tunnel syndrome. I know you're fast and furious writing down all these tips. Well, no need. If you visit the link in the description, I've got a tip sheet with all 11 of these winning radio tips for you. Absolutely free. You can find it over in my shop. And one of these tips actually comes with a cool custom crafted AI prompt that I use to always deliver really good choice radio content. That's absolutely 110% free. But if you want to upgrade the experience, I have a tip sheet with 11 custom handcrafted AI prompts that will always deliver radio ready content. Because I've instructed the bots to write all the material in a way that is engaging, fun, and radio ready. So that upgraded tip sheet is also available in my shop. Link in the description. Thank you so much if you picked that one up. But back to the countdown. Now we're on to station promotions. Oh, this is easy. I mean, you can always find something around your radio station to talk about. You could plug your website, upcoming events, other shows on your station, or even throw in a reminder about how listeners can make requests. Triple X 80s, I'm Jammin' Jeff Scott, and I've never seen Doc 80s so excited.
Welcome to my latest experiment. This is a big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
Oh, it's a big one. Rad quests are being taken right now. What's your favorite song? Tell me at xxx80s.com. But the most important thing, you got to keep it lively and fun because no one likes a boring liner card reader. Visiting the Triple X80s website at xxx80s.com has been known to cause these reactions.
Ryan Cowboy! Yee! Yeah!
You've been warned. Triple X80s. Another great way to fill some airtime and forge a personal connection with your listeners, personal stories. Just share a quick and funny, relatable experience with your audience. Maybe the time you tried to make a TikTok dance video and you ended up in the ER. Just remember, short and sweet, because no one wants to hear about your existential crisis in aisle 6 of the grocery store. And by sharing something real from your life, you actually encourage listeners to do the same. And finally, brain ticklers. These are quick trivia questions about pop culture, and they're really perfect for decade-based stations like mine, XXX80s.com.
Triple X80s Brain Tickler.
In 1988, a struggling single mom gives her son the gift of murder by gifting him a serial killer doll named Chucky. Oh yeah, it was child's play. And Chucky's favorite station, Triple X80s. It's an easy way to keep people engaged and playing along. Plus, it makes you sound like a genius. Now, another tip, anytime you have a branded show element like my Brain Tickler voiceover opener, it just makes it easier to focus on that content. Your thinking power is greatly reduced if you know you have a specific segment coming up. Are my eyebrows straight? Okay, good. Here's the deal. I'm recording this 24 hours later because it hit me. While these tips are great, stellar for radio disc jockeys, but it assumes that you do have some on-air experience, that you are comfortable rocking that mic. And let's be honest, I've heard from a lot of you, and you've told me that's one of your biggest stumbling blocks. You say, hey, I'd love to, do the things that you do on your channel and on your radio station, but I just don't have that confidence, the mic technique, and I don't know what to say. While this video definitely has tackled what to say, it has done nothing to help you increase your confidence level and even give you the courage to pot up the mic. And while that's a separate deep dive, here's an idea, and I'd like to let me know your thoughts on this. I was thinking of creating a free email mini course where we could walk side by side. I could help get you up to speed, develop some confidence, so you've got the tools you need to crack that mic and speak with confidence. So if you're interested in a free email mini course, well, there's another link in that description that I want you to check out. And there you have it, 11 cool ways to keep that hot air moving from your lips to that mic. Now, whichever you choose to use, just remember, have fun with it and infuse it with some pep and personality. Of course, this wasn't meant to be the end-all be-all of all radio content. These are just some, icebreakers. I'm Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and I'd love to hear some of your ideas. Make sure to drop them in the comments because, come on, I'm always looking for fresh tips to steal. Now, if you found any of this mildly helpful, well, please give that like and subscribe button a loving tap. And until our next little radio rodeo, you keep rocking those mics all over the world.